Good morning, everyone. Happy Monday. We're here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, and one of our good boys, which I hope he finds the treat I left on the floor. I just left you a treat. Can you smell it? Can you smell it, handsome? Right by your back foot. I left you a piece of chicken. So, we have some news today here. We are here with Tiger Marcus. And he's foraging for a piece of chicken. Hopefully he'll find it. If you remember, Marcus is Dash's father. Marcus was in a small space with Tigress Winona when we rescued them. And Marcus came in with 15 of his 30 teeth had root exposure. He had several open wounds. He was a little underweight and had a lot of scratches on his face due to Winona. And who can blame either of them? Sadly, in the wild, tigers do not stay and raise their young. And so when Winona was having cubs, if they weren't pulled, sadly, to be sold right away, Marcus would try and kill the cubs and was successful on a lot of occasions. So there was no wonder why Winona spent so much time protecting her den box. And this is just another cruel part of the captive breeding issue we have. And so when we rescued them, Marcus and Winona both came. They were fixed, medically treated, and we were hoping that that would make their relationship a little more sustainable. But what we learned is that Miss Winona actually had kind of tiger PTSD. She still was looking over her shoulder every time Marcus came by. She was very protective when they came into their separate rooms, even though they had separate rooms. And she was kind of fighting with Marcus. And even though there was no major injuries, we just felt it was not the right thing to have Winona and Marcus have stress in their life. They've already had that too much prior to the rescue. So with Tonka's recent passing due to his old age and arthritis, that opened up a habitat. And so we were able to separate Winona and Marcus and move Pandora over. So Pandora has moved into Tonka's space, and I think Tonka would be honored that his neighboring girlfriend, Pandora, is now in his space. Thank you, Chuffer Chuffer. And we're hoping that maybe Mr. Marcus, who's being very playful with Pandora, might have a different type of relationship connection along the shared wall, and that maybe a new friendship will form. There's been a lot of playing back and forth, a lot of stalking, a lot of chuffing. And we're also happy to report that now that Winona's living alone, she's still looking over her shoulder on occasion, but not as much. She's really enjoying the space to have all to herself. And we're hoping that we can try Winona on a shared wall with another tiger and see, does she react kind of those PTSD symptoms with all tigers, or was it just based on Marcus and the history of Marcus? So it's always sad when that wonderful happy ending doesn't work out like we wanted, like with Marcus and Winona, but we have to realize the cats get to determine their happy endings, and we're here just to make it happen for them. So with Winona being able to have her own space right now, and hopefully Marcus finding a new friend in neighbor Pandora, that might be the best happy ending for them all. So as you guys know, here at the Wildcat Sanctuary, we do everything based on what the cats need, not what our hearts or our emotions need. We read the cats, we let the cats tell us what's most important, and having Winona not feel threatened by Marcus all the time in her space based on how many cubs she had to defend from him was the best option for her. And she has been super chuffy, out playing, and still loves her neighbor Shazam, and has liked smaller cats. So I think this is going to be a win-win for everybody. And Pandora walked away, but hopefully It'll be a win-win for Pandora and Marcus. And of course, Marcus has discovered the in-ground pool and loves that just as much as he did the above-ground pool that you guys got to see when he first got a pool for the first time in his life. So thank you as always for the updates, or for being here for the updates, understanding that it's the cats that come first, and always helping us donate to habitats, construction, Cats in Crisis, the matching campaign going on now where donations are matched up to $75,000. That individualized care is only possible because of all of your ongoing support. So thank you all so much, and we'll continue to share updates as they happen.